If you think being a sports fan is difficult, imagine being a part of the actual game. The stress of the game can sometimes get the better of both the coaches and the players. Today, we're going to look at Toni Minichiello's stressful reaction, which has led to a lifelong ban. So stay tuned to find out all the details and how and why Minichiello was banned. Let's get into it. Starting with, multiple women came forward against Toni Minichiello. After receiving allegations from multiple female athletes, Toni Minichiello was suspended in 2021 and an investigation was promptly launched. Over a period of 15 years, he participated in sexually inappropriate behavior, emotional abuse, and bullying, according to an impartial panel. The results of the investigation concluded that he engaged in sexually physical activity and inappropriate and occasionally aggressive behavior, and as a result, UK Athletics has banned him permanently. According to the panel, Minichiello made sexual statements and gestures that were inappropriate, and he also made intrusive inquiries and intimate comments regarding the athletes' personal lives. He used inappropriate and unwanted touching with athletes for whom he had a responsibility to provide a safe environment. He was also branded as a bully, employing techniques that caused emotional abuse. His misconduct infuriated the sporting world as well as a panel of judges. He was also known to mimic female and oral sex, urge athletes to suck my blank, and would refer to his penis as his hot Italian sausage. He also asked a female athlete if she had ever had sex while doing weights, among other invasive comments and questions showing a lack of regard for the athlete's right to privacy. He was caught indulging in sexually suggestive behavior such as stroking two athletes' breasts and dry humping to simulate sexual activity in front of athletes to whom he owed a duty of care. One athlete was bullied and humiliated by being forced to sit in a cone that represented a dunce's cap. The former coach has been permanently banned from UK athletics for serious breaches of trust. Minichiello's actions have had grave effects on the mental health and mental well-being of the sportswomen under his care, as declared by a court of law. With the rise of the Me Too movement, sexual assault allegations are taken very seriously, especially in sports. Therefore, a judge deemed it necessary to remove the coach from the situation altogether. What's more, his coaching license has expired. Minichiello coached Ennis-Hill to Olympic heptathlon gold at the 2012 London Games, and for his efforts, he was named BBC Sports Personality of the Year coach. Since his coaching license has expired, he cannot be sanctioned formally, but according to UK Athletics, there will never be a period in the future when they will consider renewing it. The statement explained that when a coach is granted a UKA license, it is a representation on the governing body's part that the coach can be trusted with the athletes in his care. There will never be a time in the future when it is appropriate to offer that assurance and issue such a license, in the unequivocal opinion of the UKA. After giving it some thought, UKA has concluded that these findings are extremely significant. Over 15 years, these add up to a significant number of violations of the UKA coach license terms. These actions represent serious betrayals of trust on Mr. Minichiello's part, and they have had devastating effects on the sportsman in his care, both mentally and emotionally. Let's look at what Minichiello had to say about this decision. UK Athletics noted that the additional charges made against Minichiello had not been proven. Minichiello has consistently denied any misconduct. He expressed his disappointment with this decision and stated that UK Athletics' handling of this process had been unfair. He rejected every single accusation that has been made against him. Minichiello stated that in more than 3 decades of him working as a coach, he has never once acted inappropriately toward any of his athletes, and claimed that many of them would attest to that. It is crucial that UK Athletics takes complaints of wrongdoing seriously and acts swiftly, especially when they are brought forward by young people. However, these inquiries in courts must be carried out cautiously, with due process and fairly. The infamous coach thought that he was not treated fairly. Finally, Ennis-Hill gave a brief statement as well. In 2010, he changed careers and began working as an Olympic coach with the United Kingdom Athletics, which enabled him to focus all of his attention on Ennis-Hill. In the past, he served as the national event coach for combined events. In 2012, she bestowed upon him the Coach of the Year award that that was given by Princess Royal. Minichiello, who has been a critic of UK athletics for a very long time, served as the chairman of the British Basketball Federation right up until very recently. Ennis-Hill wrote a post on her social media account in which she expressed that it was surprising and upsetting for her to receive the news about her old coach Toni Minichiello today. The outstanding athlete is accused of having the opinion that incorrect behavior or language has no place in any coaching or professional atmosphere, which is a bad assertion. The UKA further indicated that it would discuss the conclusion of this adjudication and decision relating to any future license application with both UK Sport and Athletics Integrity Unit for their awareness. This was done so that both organizations would be aware of the information. The UKA is grateful to witnesses who came forward for this case. They value it when concerned citizens such as them make their voices heard, and the organization encourages others who harbor similar worries to do the same. In other news, first up, the UK defense hopes to play a full game. Kentucky's defense has excelled this season, especially in the second half of games. The 2022 Cats have held their opponents scoreless after halftime 3 times. After halftime, the UK only let Miami, Ohio, score 3 points in the game, which ultimately led to a victory for the Cats. Brad White, the defense's coordinator, understands that a large part of the reason this is possible is due to the team's veteran and experienced defensive unit. The Cats' performance last weekend at Ole Miss drew special praise from White. The defense kept the UK in the game when it easily might have gotten away from them. The Cats' success in the second half of the games this season has been consistent. After halftime, Kentucky's defense held Florida to just 91 yards on 31 plays, contributing to a scoreless drive that sealed the victory for the Wildcats. The Cats allowed Youngstown State to gain 176 total yards, including 41 on the Penguins' last drive, but held them to 0 points in the second half. In addition, Kentucky allowed only 121 yards and 0 scores in the final quarter last Saturday against Ole Miss. White has been encouraged by the Cats' second half play this season, but he still has high expectations for his team. What's more, Kentucky will face Gonzaga for the first time in a 6-year series in UK basketball. A flurry of tweets from head coach John Calipari revealed the news. The two teams will meet again in 2023 at Rupp Arena after meeting this year on November 20th at Spokane Arena. In 2022, the teams will play each other for only the second time ever due to the lack of previous meetings. In 2002, in the Maui Invitational, Kentucky won by a score of 80-72. In 2026, the game will return to Kentucky, and in the years between, the games will be played at neutral locations. According to UK Athletics, the matchups will take place in Seattle in 2024 and Nashville in 2025. The series finale will take place in 2027 at the McCarthy Athletic Center, also known as the Kennel, which has a capacity of 6,000. A lot of people will be watching any matchup between two blue blood powerhouses. Big Blue Madness, the opening game of the 2022-23 Kentucky basketball season, will be played at Rupp Arena on Friday, October 14th. Lastly, Coach John Calipari has been honored for his service. John Calipari, head coach of the Kentucky men's basketball team, has been honored with the Multiplying Goods Jefferson Award for outstanding public service. Over 50 years ago, Jackie Kennedy Onassis, Senator Bob Taft Sr., and Sam Beard formed Multiplying Good, an organization dedicated to and celebrating public service. Instilling leadership is a core component of Coach Calipari's approach, the University of Kentucky said in a statement. He has urged his players to lead with a kind heart, and his teams have participated in several charitable events, such as helping to feed families at the Salvation Army on Thanksgiving and providing financial support to needy families so that they can afford to live and celebrate the holidays together. The group also collaborates with Samaritan's Feet, making trips to hospitals. All 3 of Calipari's previous players to win the NBA Cares Community Assist Award are former players at Kentucky: Devin Booker, John Wall, and DeMarcus Cousins. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Do you want to know more about the lifetime ban on Coach Toni Minichiello? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.